it's large tech companies are basically investing even in these innovative early stage companies, whether it's an Anthropic and others. So your thoughts on monopoly and what can legislators here do about that?
Now, personally, I'm been very worried about sort of the development in the technology sector more broadly over the last few decades, and the concentration of sort of both power and wealth that has happened. I do think it has broad-ranging implications that are sort of go far above and beside what maybe the purview of this conversation is. But more socioeconomic implications. And I think we've seen very strong evidence of that already happening. Now, in my mind, sort of the way policymakers should, in an ideal scenario, deal with this is, I mean, we have antitrust laws. We've had antitrust laws for the better part of over 100 years now. It's just that they've been enforced very differently in different areas. Now I happen to have lived in the U.S. a couple of times and gone to school at two great universities there. And so I've also studied American competition policy and law a little bit, and it's fairly evident that the enforcement side on competition has not been very active in the US over the last few decades. So I don't really see this as a matter of sort of AI regulation. I see this as a matter of ensuring there's a fair marketplace, as there should be in any domain, where we ensure that no players become too big, either to fail, to refer to the financial crisis, or then sort of too big to have too much control, to dominate a market. And we've seen a lot of movement in Europe in this field. So the Digital Markets Act just entered into force, severely limiting the ability of platform companies to basically act as monopolies. Apple obviously being the obvious example with the App Store and the 30% fees. That is basically a tax on smaller companies. And so I do think there are a lot of things policymakers can do, and sort of monopolies, be them in tech or in poultry or farming, are bad inherently from the functioning of just a market and basically a free market, liberal market understanding.